Welcome to story time. So, it all started this struggle of intercaste marriage when I met my husband in 2021 January. It was my best friend's birthday. Then, as I hung out with my friends, he was also there, and so I got to know him a little bit. And it was in August of the same year that I got a job in Faridabad, which was very close to his place. And he was very helpful. He helped me look for hostels and celebrate. It was my first job, and I was very naive at the time, but I knew that I wanted to get married. I had already informed my parents, and I was committed to arranged marriage setup. um, but that experience, I'll just create another video about that because that was another horror story. But let's focus on the intercaste marriage. So by September 2021, uh, we both confessed that we liked each other, and we used to always find time. He was so consistent, so reliable. It was, I don't know, like before meeting him, I didn't even believe in things like soulmate, but he changed that for me. And in my community, I'm a Buddhist from Nagpur, and our community is heavily inspired by Dr. Ambedkar, teachings of Lord Buddha. So, intercaste marriage is not a big deal in my community. A lot of my cousins chose intercaste marriage, so I knew that it's not a problem on my side of the family. But of course, every girl's family wants their daughter to go to a good house where she will be accepted and cherished, taken care of, and all that. Gaurav's family, on the other hand, is very conservative, and with all due respect, it, it's not. It's very. It was expected for him to marry within certain caste, within certain community, and to a girl of his parents' choice. Love marriage was not a concept that is often practiced in their community. It's all cool. Um, but and I, within the starting of our relationship, we realized that this is something we have to be mindful about. So 2021, 2022, we were just getting to know each other. We were also building our careers. We also were thinking about pursuing masters, and I was working in School of Planning and Architecture, where my principal architect at the time um, really pushed me hard to um, research all the master's programs. Like those were the kind of assignments he gave me. That, oh, just go to all international programs, take out all of their details, and present it to me. So I also eventually got inspired to do masters, but I realized that, so my bachelor's in architecture, and I ended up doing masters in management because I was very keen to learn about businesses and how the financial world works, and it's vast. So 2022, Gaurav actually got into a good reputed college in Jaipur, but I told him that it's it, I don't see a good future if you choose this option. So he ended up not going for that master's program. I have such deep respect that he was able to not just understand but actually follow through. And then by the end of 2022, we both were studying for our master's program, and he had this mindset that wherever we go for masters, we'll go together. We also tried to learn German, give German language exams so that we can apply to a university and study abroad. I think studying abroad was not a dream for me growing up, but because of the hell I went through um, in the arranged marriage phase of my life, I was like, just take me as far away as possible. That was my um, thought process. And we also were mindful that our masters should be a study abroad plan, because both Gaurav and I have lived with our parents all our life for like 25 years straight. So our parents could not see us as independent beings, and they didn't have enough confidence to think that they are capable of making their own decisions. And for boys, um, if you live with your family, with the girl you marry impacts all of those family members if you all live together. So they wanted a heavy stake if Gaurav marries and lives with them. So very early on, we realized that that will not be the ideal case for me. No such stress on my side of the family, but uh, they did not want me to date anyone. They already had that, okay, eventually she'll agree to arrange marriage once again. But I backed off so hard that I told my father, if you choose a guy, I will not marry him. And I had all my life, whatever I wanted. I'm very grateful that my family gave it to me, but I had to fight for every single bit of it. And I'm very proud to have taken that stand. Now, 2021 we met, 2022 we're giving our exams, 2023 we got to a university. It was Universal AI University in Mumbai. And we opted for a program where one first year we get all of our education in Mumbai, and then second year we get the specialized degree in, that's kind of MSc degree in INSEC Paris. And 2024 was very happening because of all the excitement of coming to Paris. But 2025 we really struggled. There was there was a nostalgia of missing India. There was struggle with internship, finding work, sustaining yourself in Europe. And I was so starved for affection that we almost broke up. And then Diwali of 2025, by Diwali, both of our internships were sorted. And he took a stand there that it's time for me to talk to my family. Now, because Gaurav has also avoided a lot of arranged marriage situations, meetups, he was then able to convince his family that it's high time now. This is the girl, this is the family. And because they have seen 2 years of him sustaining himself very successfully away from family, they developed a lot of confidence in his decision. And they also wanted him to not live alone. Both our families didn't want us to live alone in a foreign country. So getting married made absolute sense, and it happened within 3 months. 25th of February, we got married. So Diwali to New Year um, was all it all went in shock and preparation. I went back to my family in January of 2026 for all the preparations, because my side of the preparations was very heavy. Plus, I'd finished my internship. I didn't commit to anything for the next year. So I was able to devote that much time. And I'm really glad I did, because my family, like my parents, were dealing with it all by themselves. They didn't have any help. There was no extended family that they could lean on. In fact, my entire family was coming from Nagpur to Delhi, so they were responsible for hundreds of people, uh, hosting them, taking care of every freaking thing, and it really took a toll on them. Now, it may seem like smooth, but that smoothness and Chatmangni Patpya happened because of a strategy we came up with 3 years back. 2022, in fact. 2022, we thought that this strategy should able to increase our chances of spending the rest of our lives together, happily married with the blessings of our family was our goal. And we chose the path of growth. I I'm very fortunate that I was not living with my parents at the time, because the questioning, how parents react when they realize you've been dating is just something else. And my family has been very aggressive in nature. Both my mother and father are very, like, they are absolutely incredible people, very loving, but they need to have a certain amount of control in my life, which I did not appreciate. And it's just how that generation of parents are for everyone. The real struggle, where we would have to like convince and talk to them and deal with them consistently, instead of doing that, we chose distance, personal growth, and choosing that over just dealing with your family consistently, and all that frustration. Really, it was just life changing, because the same situation I saw with my cousins, where also the groom's family was conservative and not open to a love marriage. What they had to go through was difficult, far, far more difficult. So, this was my love story and the struggles and strategies of dealing with intercaste marriage. It's a beautiful thing, and it's a huge blessing to have your parents by your side. That's all I could share right now. जल्दी ही मिलते हैं एक दूसरी स्टोरी के साथ. बाय.